You swap out your car battery every 3 or 4 years and just figure, that's normal, right? That's just how it works. Batteries last that long, and that's that. It's not normal. You're getting played. In Japan, the exact same batteries from the exact same manufacturers with the exact same chemical composition last 7 to 8 years, twice as long. And it's not because Japanese people have better cars, smoother highways, or some secret gift from the universe. It's because nobody ever taught you a 2-minute ritual that any Japanese mechanic learns early in their career. Today I'm going to show you exactly what is killing the battery in your Camry, your Silverado right now, while you're watching this video, and more importantly, how to make it last twice as long without spending a single dollar on a new part. Stay till the end because the last tip is the one that's going to save you from being stranded in a Walmart parking lot at 10 p.m. with 2 bags of groceries and 0 cell signal. First thing you need to understand, your car battery isn't dying of old age. It's being strangled from the inside. The technical name is sulfation. Sounds fancy, but the concept is simple. When you start the engine, let sulfate crystals form on the internal plates of the battery. Totally normal. When you drive long enough, the alternator recharges the battery and dissolves those crystals. Also normal. The problem? Most Americans take short trips home to work to Target to drop the kids at soccer practice back home. 20 minutes here, 15 minutes there. That's not enough time to fully recharge the battery. The sulfate crystals never really dissolve. They harden. They accumulate. And in 3 years, up to 80% of your battery's capacity is gone. Not because the battery failed, because those crystals strangled it slowly, short trip by short trip, through your completely normal daily routine in the suburbs of Dallas, the streets of Columbus, or a small town of I-80. Now that you know what's killing the battery, let me show you what the Japanese do differently. And you're going to think, that's ridiculous. There's no way that works. But hang on, I'll explain the chemistry right after. The method is called hot water thermal treatment. Here's how it goes. Pop the hood. Find the battery. Boil a kettle of water and let it cool for 2 minutes until it's around 160 to 165 degrees Fahrenheit. Hot, but not boiling anymore. With the car off. Slowly pour that water over the battery terminals, those 2 metal posts where the cables connect. Done. 2 minutes. That's it. What just happened? The hot water dissolved the visible corrosion on the terminals, that white or greenish powder you've probably been staring at and ignoring for months. But more importantly, the thermal shock loosened the sulfate crystal buildup on the internal plates. The Japanese Automotive Research Institute documented that this treatment done once a month reduced sulfation buildup by up to 47% compared to untreated batteries. Almost half the crystal buildup eliminated with hot water. If that sounds like an internet myth, let me give you the chemistry. Let sulfate crystals become increasingly stable over time through a process called Ostwald ripening, where small crystals dissolve and redeposit onto larger, harder, more permanent ones. Heat interrupts that process. It increases the solubility of sulfate compounds and prevents the crystals from hardening into their final form. Japanese mechanics figured this out in the 1970s. American mechanics are still trying to sell you a new battery every 3 years. The difference. A new battery costs anywhere from $150 to $350. Hot water costs nothing. If this video is worth your time so far, hit the like button right now. It helps the channel a ton and tells me to keep making this kind of content for you. Now, the second step of the Japanese method, and this one takes 30 seconds. After the hot water treatment, apply a thin layer of dielectric grease or petroleum jelly to both terminals. You can find it at AutoZone O'Reilly, Advanced Auto Parts, pretty much any auto parts store for under $10. In America, most of us clean battery terminals maybe once a year, if we even remember. Japanese mechanics do it every single month. Why does it matter that much? Corrosion creates electrical resistance. Resistance generates heat. Heat accelerates sulfation. It's a self-feeding cycle. By keeping the terminals clean and protected, you break that cycle before it starts. A Toyota dealership in Osaka tracked their customers' battery replacements over 15 years. Those who followed this monthly protocol had an average battery life of 7.2 years. Those who didn't, 3.8 years. Same cars, same batteries, same climate, nearly double the lifespan from 30 seconds of work per month. Now I'm going to show you something that might seem overkill. but the Japanese do it seriously. They measure battery voltage every month before the hot water treatment. With a cheap multimeter you can grab at Harbor Freight or Amazon for around $20 to $30. The numbers that matter. 12.6 volts or more means the battery is fully charged and healthy. 12.4 volts means 75% acceptable, but keep watching. 12.2 volts means 50%, and you need to take action. Below 12 volts and the sulfation has probably already caused permanent damage. The genius of this system is early detection. By the time most Americans notice a battery problem, it's already too late. The engine groaned on a cold morning. You figured it was just the January weather, and 2 weeks later you're stranded at a strip mall. With a multimeter, you catch the drop at 12.4 volts months before the failure, and you fix it. Speaking of fixing, here's the fourth part of the Japanese method, and this might be the most important one of all. Remember when I said short trips kill the battery? Japanese mechanics prescribe what they call a conditioning drive once every 2 weeks. The protocol is simple. Drive at least 30 minutes continuously on a highway or open road. No stops, no city traffic, just sustained speed. Here's what happens on that drive. Your alternator runs between 13.5 and 14.5 volts, higher than the battery's resting voltage. That voltage difference pushes electrical current through the sulfate crystals, breaking them down and converting them back into active plate material. Data from Panasonic's automotive division showed that batteries subjected to weekly 30-minute highway drives retained 89% of original capacity after 5 years. Batteries that only took short trips retained 54% over the same period, 35% more capacity from one simple habit. Heading de ultrasonografia. This is honestly easier to apply than it sounds. You're already heading out on the weekend, road trip to see family, drive out to the lake house, a Saturday run to Costco 30 miles away. That counts. That's your conditioning drive. Now, you might say, cool, but I live in Minnesota. Winter here is no joke. And you're right, cold is the battery's enemy. At 0 degrees Fahrenheit, a battery loses more than 60% of its cold cranking power. That's why so many batteries die in January across the Midwest and Northeast. What drivers in Hokkaido, Japan's coldest region, do differently is use battery thermal blankets. These are heated wraps that plug into a standard outlet and keep the battery at its ideal temperature overnight. They run around $50 to $80. Studies show 2 to 3 additional years of battery life in cold climates. But you know what kills more batteries than cold? Heat. Cold reduces capacity temporarily. Heat causes permanent damage. For every 15 degrees above 77 degrees Fahrenheit, battery life is cut in half. If you live in Phoenix, Houston, Miami, or Las Vegas, your battery is aging at double the rate of a battery in Seattle. Japanese drivers in Okinawa, a tropical hot region, use reflective thermal shields that reduce underhood temperatures by up to 36 degrees Fahrenheit. Combined with the hot water treatment and terminal maintenance, they still get 6 or more years out of a battery despite brutal summer heat. Hey, while we're in the middle of this, drop a comment. Have you ever been stranded with a dead battery? Where were you and how bad was the situation? The stories people share are always wild. And now the last Japanese secret that almost no American uses. A battery maintainer. If your car sits for more than a week, the Japanese recommend hooking up a battery maintainer, also called a trickle charger. These devices send just 1 to 2 amps to the battery, enough to offset the natural self-discharge without overcharging. Every battery cell, even sitting still, even when healthy, it loses about 1% of charge per day. After 30 days parked, your battery could be at 70%, right in the zone where sulfation accelerates. A 10-year study by GSU ACOC, Japan's largest battery manufacturer, showed that batteries maintained with a trickle charger during storage lasted an average of 8.4 years. Unmaintained batteries, 4.2 years. Exactly. Double. A decent battery maintainer runs about $30 to $50 at any auto parts store. Now you might be asking, why hasn't any mechanic ever told me this? I'll be straight with you. A new battery costs $150 to $350. Add labor and you're looking at $200 to $450 per replacement. That's income a shop can count on every 3 or 4 years from every customer, teaching you to make your battery last 7 or 8 years. Cuts that revenue in half. I'm not saying mechanics are the bad guys. Most genuinely want to help you. But the system isn't designed to educate you on prevention. It's designed to see you after something breaks. Japanese car culture is different. Preventive maintenance is the default. Weekly check-ins, monthly treatments, constant attention to small details before they become big problems. It's Kasan applied to car ownership. Continuous improvement through small, consistent actions. Let's put it all together into a system you can start this week. Every week, visual inspection of the terminals, white or green powder. Now, you know what to do. Every month, hot water treatment on the terminals with the car off. Then apply dielectric grease or petroleum jelly to both terminals. Then measure voltage with your multimeter and write it down. Every 2 weeks, get out for at least 30 minutes on a highway or open road. No stops. Let the alternator do its job. In winter, if you live somewhere with serious cold, look into a battery thermal blanket. Worth every dollar. In summer, if you live somewhere hot, check whether your battery is getting cooked by engine heat. Reflective thermal shields are available in the accessories market. Anytime the car sits for more than a week, hook up the battery maintainer. This full protocol takes about 10 minutes a month. The return: 3 to 4 additional years of battery life. With batteries costing $150 to $350, you're looking at real savings of $300 to over $700 across the life of your car. More importantly, you'll never get stranded with a dead battery again. You'll never need to flag someone down for a jump start in the rain. You'll never replace a battery that should have lasted twice as long. The Japanese method isn't complicated. It's not expensive. It's just consistent attention to a part of your car that most people completely ignore until it hits them in the wallet. And that's the real secret. No magic product, no complex procedure, just 2 minutes of simple maintenance that no American mechanic is going to teach you. Because nobody pays their bills with cars that don't need new parts. Now you know. The question is whether you'll actually do it. Drop a comment right now. Which part of this protocol are you starting first? Hot water treatment, multimeter, or the conditioning drive? Tell me! If this video opened your eyes, subscribe and hit the notification bell because the next one is going to show you the 5 other maintenance mistakes most American drivers make that quietly cost a fortune without them ever realizing it. See you there.